My beloved child, the moment you pressed play on this video, something in the invisible world trembled, because the person who calls your name every single night felt that you were finally ready to hear what has been haunting them. They whisper your name not out of habit, not out of nostalgia, but because something deep, uncontrollable, and louder than their own thoughts keeps pulling them toward you. Every night, right before they fall asleep, your name slips out of their mouth like a confession they can't silence anymore. And they are terrified that if you ever find out why they are doing this, everything in your world will shift forever. They are calling you because they are battling an emotion they can no longer hide, an emotion they thought they locked away, but it has broken free and is now consuming every second of their nights. But listen closely, because it gets stranger. From tonight onwards, their nightly whispers have become louder, as if something is forcing them to say your name even when they don't want to. They wake up in the middle of the night drenched in sweat, breathing hard, reaching out for someone who isn't there, you. They grab their pillow like they're grabbing your hand, feeling around their sheets like you should have been lying next to them. What scares them most is not that they miss you, but that they can no longer understand the intensity of this pull. They don't know if it's longing, destiny, or something higher that's dragging your name out of their soul. All they know is that the silence of the night has turned into a battlefield, and your name is the only sound echoing through the chaos of their mind. And now here's the revelation they have been terrified to admit even to themselves. They are calling your name every night because they are afraid of losing the last piece of you they still hold inside themselves. You are the thought they can't erase, the memory they can't bury, the presence they can't outrun. They tried distracting themselves. They tried replacing the thought of you. They even tried convincing themselves that what they feel is a phase, a mistake, an illusion. But every attempt has failed brutally. Instead, something inside them keeps tightening its grip, reminding them that you are not just a chapter, they never closed the book at all. And every night when your name rolls off their lips, they realize they never stopped wanting you, they just stopped admitting it. But the real twist, the one that will leave you breathless, is this: someone recently confronted them about this. Someone close to them heard your name slipping out when they thought they were alone. It created panic, confusion, and a storm they weren't prepared for. They tried making excuses, tried pretending it was nothing, but their voice cracked, exposing everything they tried to hide. That moment forced them to acknowledge a truth they had been running from, that your name isn't just a memory for them, it is an anchor. An anchor that pulls them back to every moment, every conversation, every silent connection you once shared. And now, whether they like it or not, they are being forced to confront what their heart has been screaming but their lips refuse to confess. Now hear this final part carefully, because it sets the stage for everything that is coming next. Tonight marks the turning point. They didn't just whisper your name, they said it with intention. With longing. With fear. With hope. Something inside them snapped, and instead of resisting the pull toward you, they surrendered. They admitted to themselves, if not out loud, that what they feel for you is not fading, it is growing. And the fact that you don't know this yet is eating them alive. They are terrified, restless, and shaking because they know the truth is too big to hide much longer. Your name is becoming their confession, their comfort, their weakness, and their truth. And the reason behind it. My beloved child, before we go any deeper, stay with me, don't blink, don't scroll, don't let your mind wander. Because what I'm about to reveal is the moment where everything shifts. The person who calls your name every single night isn't doing it out of loneliness anymore. No. Tonight, they said it with a trembling voice because something enormous is about to break open in their life. They are standing on the edge of a truth they can't escape, a truth that is dragging your name out of their chest like destiny itself is speaking through them. And if you leave before you hear this, you will miss the very reason the universe pushed this message in front of your eyes today. Stay with me, because what happens next will shake you. A new confession is rising inside them, one they have never whispered to anyone. They've been seeing signs everywhere, signs that point back to you like invisible arrows guiding their thoughts. They tried ignoring it, shutting it out, pretending it was coincidence. But each time they tried to erase you, something stronger pulled you back into their mind. Their friends noticed they've become distracted. Someone recently questioned them, "Why do you look like you're waiting for someone?" And their heart dropped because the truth slipped through their expression even if they didn't speak it aloud. The reason they call your name at night is because they feel you, even when you're far, even when you're silent, even when you're trying to move on. Your energy is woven into their breath, their dreams, their fears, and their desires. And now, let me tell you what shocked them to their core. Last night, right after calling your name, they heard something back, not a voice, not a sound, but a feeling. A surge. A wave. Something that felt like your presence brushing against their heart. It was so sudden, so intense, that they sat up straight, shaking, wondering if you thought about them at the exact same moment. This scared them because they realized the connection is not one-sided. They realize the reason they can't stop calling you is because your souls are communicating in ways their mind can't understand. They feel you in their chest like a magnetic pull, a silent message, a heartbeat that isn't theirs. And no matter how much they fight it, they can't stop it anymore. But here's the twist, the one that will hit you the hardest. Someone around them is getting suspicious. Someone noticed how their voice softens when your name crosses their mind. Someone noticed how they freeze when they hear anything that reminds them of you. This person confronted them, and it exposed everything they tried to hide. They went silent. Their throat tightened. And for the first time, they couldn't lie. The truth spilled out, I still feel them. I still want them. I still call their name. Those words terrified them because once spoken, they couldn't take them back. Now they know they are at a turning point. They can no longer pretend they're unaffected. They can no longer hide from what their heart already decided. Now listen carefully, because what I'm about to tell you is why this video found you today. They are preparing themselves to face something big, something connected to you. They keep replaying the last moment you shared. They keep opening old conversations. They keep wondering if it's too late, or if destiny is pulling you back into alignment just in time. Their nights are no longer silent. Their thoughts are no longer calm. Their heart is no longer theirs alone. And the reason behind all this, the real reason they whisper your name with fear, desire, and trembling hope. My beloved child, the person who calls your name every night has crossed a point of no return. Tonight wasn't just another whisper. Tonight their voice cracked, their chest tightened, and for the first time, they admitted something they never wanted to say out loud. They aren't just calling your name, they are calling for you, calling because something inside them is breaking open, something they've tried to bury for far too long. And the moment they spoke your name, the weight of everything they've been hiding crashed onto them all at once. Their truth is rising, and they can't push it down anymore. What they're facing right now is not confusion, it's awakening. They finally realized why they feel restless, why their sleep is scattered, why their nights feel endless. It's because every time they close their eyes, they see your face in places it shouldn't be, in their memories, in their dreams, in the spaces between thoughts. They hear your laughter in moments of silence. They feel your absence in their deepest breaths. And when they whisper your name, it's not just longing. It's a longing that scares them because of how powerful it has become. They thought they moved on. They thought their heart was steady. But destiny has pulled the truth out from beneath the lies they told themselves. But stay with me, because something even bigger happened. Someone close to them discovered a note. A note they had written late at night when emotions were too strong to control. A note that had only one thing repeated over and over, your name. The person who found it froze. They questioned them. They asked, "Why are you still holding on to this?" And this moment pushed them into panic. Their heart slammed against their ribs. Their throat tightened. And they realized they could no longer deny the connection that refuses to die. That note exposed their soul, and now they're terrified someone might tell you everything before they're ready to face you. And here's the part that will shake you from the inside: they've started talking to someone about you in secret. Not in a romantic way, not in a dramatic way, but in a trembling, quiet, desperate way. They asked, "What does it mean when you can't stop thinking about someone no matter what you do?" And the person they asked didn't hesitate. "It means your heart is still with them." This single sentence hit them harder than anything else. They walked away speechless, shaky, unable to breathe properly. It forced them to confront the truth they avoided all this time. You still matter to them more than anything they've pretended to move on to. But wait, there's one more piece you need to hear. Last night, something strange happened. After whispering your name, they felt a pull so intense that they reached for their phone. Their thumb hovered over your contact. Their chest burned with fear and desire at the same time. They wanted to call you. They wanted to hear your voice. They wanted to know if you would still pick up, even after everything. But something stopped them, not rejection, not ego, but the weight of what they would say if you answered. And that's why they didn't call, but they still whispered your name again, and again, and again, until sleep finally took them. Their heart is opening in a way it hasn't in a long time. Their emotions are rising like a tidal wave. And they know the reason behind it. They know why they can't stop calling your name every night. They know why you are the last thought before sleep and the first thought when they wake up. My beloved child, lean in, because this part is where the mask finally falls. Everything they tried to hide, every feeling they tried to bury, every truth they tried to silence, it's rising to the surface like fire breaking through cold ashes. The person who calls your name every night is no longer whispering out of confusion. Tonight their voice carried something different, something heavy. Something that even they weren't prepared to face. For the first time, they understood that the reason your name escapes their lips isn't weakness, it's destiny pulling the truth out of them, truth they've been running from, truth that refuses to let go. And now, that truth has become too strong to hide anymore. Something happened tonight that shook them deeply. When they whispered your name, they didn't whisper it softly, they said it like someone reaching for a lifeline. Their voice cracked, their heartbeat sped up, and they felt this overwhelming rush inside their chest, like your energy was suddenly right there in the room with them. It startled them. They sat upright, breathing hard, looking around as if expecting you to appear. For a moment, they felt your presence so clearly that it scared them. They realized this isn't just memory. This isn't just longing. This isn't just emotion. It's a connection that refuses to die, a connection that activates itself even in the silence of the night. But here's where everything flips, because something else happened that they're terrified for you to know. Earlier today, someone mentioned your name in front of them casually, without intention, and they froze. Their hands stopped mid-air, their breath caught, their eyes shifted instantly. The person who said your name noticed the reaction. They looked at them sharply, silently, realizing something they weren't supposed to see. And in that moment, the truth slipped out of their expression, they are still deeply attached to you. It wasn't planned. It wasn't controlled. It just happened. And now that person is silently watching them, trying to figure out why your name still has the power to break their composure. But the biggest shift, the one that changes the entire story, happened just a few hours ago. They finally admitted something to themselves they've been avoiding for months: calling your name isn't an accident. It isn't nostalgia. It isn't a leftover feeling. It's because they are scared of losing the connection forever. They realized how much it would destroy them if someone else said your name with the tenderness they once felt from you. They realized how much it would hurt if someone else became the person you dream about. They realized that the idea of you slipping out of their life completely is unbearable. And the moment they faced that fear, your name came out of their mouth like a cry they couldn't control. But there's one more twist, the one that changes everything going forward. Right after whispering your name tonight, they made a decision. A decision they've been avoiding, resisting, denying. They decided that they can't keep living in this silence anymore. They can't keep pretending they're unaffected. They can't keep pretending they're fine. They can't keep pretending your absence isn't ripping through their nights. Something inside them clicked, and they realized that if they don't face you soon, if they don't express what's breaking inside them, they will lose the one thing their heart still beats for. My beloved child, the person who calls your name every night has reached a breaking point. An emotional threshold where the truth inside them is too heavy to carry, too loud to silence, too raw to hide behind excuses. Tonight, when they whispered your name, it wasn't a weak moment, it was a surrender. A surrender to a feeling they fought, denied, escaped, buried, and locked away for far too long. And the moment they surrendered, something inside them shattered, because they finally understood exactly why your name haunts their nights. The truth is this. They are calling your name because they are still in love with you, deeper than before, deeper than they ever allowed themselves to admit. And this realization hit them like a storm they weren't prepared for. They were sitting alone, the room quiet, the air heavy, when your memory flashed in their mind with such clarity that it left them frozen. They felt their throat tighten, their chest ache, their eyes burn. They whispered your name not once, but repeatedly. Almost like they were afraid that if they stopped, the feeling would destroy them. That's how powerful this pull has become. They don't call your name because they're lonely, they call it because their heart refuses to beat without acknowledging you. And something even more shocking happened after that. They tried to calm themselves. They stood up, walked around, splashed water on their face, anything to escape the surge of emotion. But it didn't work. Because every direction they looked, every thought they tried to replace you with, every distraction they attempted to create, everything led right back to you. They sat down again, defeated, overwhelmed, trembling. And in that moment, they admitted silently, I still want them. I still care. I still feel everything. Their honesty scared them because now they can't hide behind denial. Their truth is out. Their soul is exposed. Their heart has chosen, and it keeps choosing you. But hear this carefully, because this is where destiny tightens its grip. Earlier today, they saw something, maybe a picture, a message, a memory, that made them realize something terrifying: they might lose you if they don't act soon. This realization shook them so deeply that they felt nauseous. Their chest tightened. Their breathing changed. They imagined you drifting away, moving forward, finding peace somewhere far from them, and the thought broke them. They couldn't handle it. That fear pushed your name out of their mouth repeatedly, desperately, as if calling it could pull you back, hold you close, stop time from stealing you away. For the first time, they understood what their heart has been screaming for months: losing you would destroy a part of them they can't replace. And now comes the twist, the one they never expected and the one you need to hear. Someone noticed the change in them. Someone close. Someone observant. They looked at them and said, "You're thinking about them again, aren't you?" And they didn't deny it. They couldn't. Their silence said everything. Their reaction exposed their truth. That person walked away, but not before whispering something that echoed in their mind: you need to tell them how you feel before it's too late. Those words have been replaying in their chest like thunder ever since. Because now, for the first time, they are realizing that calling your name isn't enough. Whispering into the darkness won't bring you back. They need to step out of their fear and into their truth. And now they are standing on the edge of a decision so powerful that it will shape the direction of both your lives. They know they can't continue like this, calling your name in the dark while hiding their heart in the daylight. They know they can't keep living in silence while their soul screams your name every night. They know they can't keep pretending they are unaffected when the truth is burning inside them. My beloved child, don't move, because this is the moment everything snaps into place. This is where the truth stops hiding in shadows and stands in full light. The person who calls your name every night is no longer whispering out of confusion, longing, or fear. Tonight, something inside them erupted, an emotion so overwhelming, so undeniable, so consuming that it pushed your name out of their mouth with a force they could no longer contain. This wasn't a whisper. This wasn't a slip. This wasn't a moment of weakness. This was a confession breaking through the walls they built around their heart, a truth screaming to be heard. Because tonight, for the first time, they admitted to themselves that they are calling your name because they are still completely, uncontrollably, helplessly in love with you, and the feeling has become too powerful to hide. They were sitting alone, the night quiet, the room dim, when a memory of you hit them with such intensity that it knocked their breath out. Your voice, your face, your presence, everything came flooding back like a wave they couldn't outrun. And as the emotion rose inside them, your name burst out like a cry from the deepest part of their soul. Not once. Not twice. But again and again, like your name was the only thing that could steady their shaking heart. But stay here, because the real twist is bigger than anything revealed before. They had a moment of realization that sent chills through their entire body. They are calling your name because they are afraid, deeply afraid, that someone else might be stepping into the space they never fully appreciated. Someone else might be giving you attention. Someone else might be noticing what they ignored. Someone else might be holding the place they kept empty for too long. And the idea of losing you forever shattered them. It broke whatever pride they were hiding behind. Suddenly, the distance between you felt unbearable. Suddenly, the silence felt suffocating. Suddenly, the truth they avoided became too sharp to ignore. And here's something even more powerful: they caught themselves doing something they swore they'd never do again. They revisited every memory of you. Every message. Every photo. Every moment where your eyes softened, where your voice shifted, where your presence felt like home. They were scrolling, reading, revisiting the past, and each memory hit them harder than the last. And instead of pushing those feelings away, they leaned into them. They let themselves feel everything they've been suppressing. And when the memories became too much, when the emotions reached the peak, your name slipped out again, this time with tears they didn't expect. But wait, there's another reveal. Something happened today that shook their heart awake. Someone asked them directly, "Why don't you talk to them anymore?" And for the first time, they didn't have an answer. Not a real one. Not an honest one. They just sat there in silence, because how could they explain that the only reason they stay away is the same reason they can't stop calling your name? They're scared. Terrified. Afraid that if they reach out, you won't reach back. Afraid that you've moved on. Afraid that they waited too long. Afraid that they lost their chance with the one person whose name still echoes inside their heart at 3 a.m. But here's where destiny shifts. Tonight, after whispering your name, after pacing the room, after wrestling with emotions too big for them to control, they made a decision. A real one. A bold one. A life-changing one. They decided that remaining silent is more painful than any rejection they might face. They decided that calling your name in the dark is no longer enough. They decided that the connection between your souls has grown too strong to deny. They decided that if they don't move now, the universe will move without them. And now, they are preparing something. Something emotional. Something unexpected. Something that will pull you into the truth they've been hiding. Your name has become the confession their heart can't stop speaking. Your absence has become the ache they can't numb. Your presence has become the thing they crave more than clarity, pride, logic, or fear.